So you're postponing a vote on these recommendations.
Right.
I take it this is a very complicated document that you just took a look at.
That would be right, 91 pages worth.
And what's in there? Just give us a general overview.
The basic recommendation of the commission in the draft is that we recommend the legalization of daily fantasy sports with some added oversight, that it be regulated by the Gaming Commission, that there be some level of taxation associated with it, and that it then proceed apace. Secondarily, the report also recommends that the whole rest of online gaming, esports, etc., be looked at as a group, and that the legislature move fairly expeditiously towards probably the presumed legalization of that as well. But the commission was not ready to recommend a wholesale legalization of the other online gaming.
I'm confused about why daily fantasy sports would be treated differently than any other online gaming activity.
Well, you heard my suggestion. My suggestion is that it not be, that it all be lumped together. But I think the legislature has said, all right, this is up and running. It's been addressed. The Attorney General has already put regs. There's a local company that, you know, as far as everybody knows, is a high-quality company already operating. So it needs to be dealt with more quickly and immediately. It's happening. The rest of it is still in a sort of a speculative mode, at least with respect to Massachusetts. So I think that's the thinking of the commission.
And is it the localness of the fantasy sports company that is the hang-up here?
Not by itself. I mean, that's one of the issues. I think everybody wants to be supportive of local companies if we possibly can be. And this comes out of the Economic Development Committee. So that is part of the legislature's job. But there's, like I said, it's ongoing. You know, the Kraft family is an investor. You know, it's all over the place. It's ongoing. So even though I would prefer that it all be lumped together, the commission is suggesting that DFS is in a different place and needs to be addressed separately.
Is the whole gaming issue in Massachusetts kind of diluting itself? We've got 2 casinos coming online pretty soon. We've got the one in Plainville up and running. And now we've got online coming up.
There's no evidence of dilution. You know, for good or ill, it appears to be accretive. The more places you have to gamble and the more kinds of gambling you have, the more gambling there is. Sometimes they take from one another, but the size of the pool continues to get bigger. And I guess as long as people want that, and as long as the legislature deems it legal, then it's going to continue to expand.
The Commission's report talks about esports as a potential economic engine in Massachusetts. Do you see any possible connections between the esports industry and the casino industry?
Well, there are. The casinos, the bricks and mortar casinos, are already trying to figure out, is there a way for us to bring in this different demographic group, so-called millennials, basically, who tend to play esports. And is there a way for us to bring them into the casinos and get them interested in what we do, and or figure out how we can get a piece of the action of what they do? So that's already underway. Some of the companies are very interested in it. In our case, I think MGM is sort of toying with it. Penn National is very interested in getting into some kind of online gaming, maybe esports, and Wynn is not really interested at all. But the industry as a whole is absolutely beginning to try to figure out how to get their arms around this and involve and incorporate into their businesses.
So you don't believe the DFS is a game of skill?
I don't think that in Massachusetts, my personal opinion is that in Massachusetts, skill versus chance has nothing to do. If everybody would agree that darts is a game of skill. In Massachusetts, if you bet on darts, that's illegal. And for my money, I don't see the difference between betting on throwing darts and betting on rolling dice. They're all the same as far as I can see. So skill versus chance is not relevant, you know, into whether it's betting or not. I mean, betting on football is just games, is skill. Who knows the best? Who can guess best? Who's going to win the game? That's as much skill, I would say, as esports is. But that's not my decision to make.